Hey guys, welcome to Ameico. I'm Tess. We decided to do this nice virtual tour of some lighting brands for you today because ICFF was canceled this year. So we have some really exciting stuff to show you. If you're new to Ameico, we are based in New Milford, Connecticut. We stock here, we ship from here. The company was started in 1995 by Peter Kahane, and his real goal is to bring authentic and genuine high-quality design to the US, and we import from Europe as well as parts of Asia. We do a lot of business in lighting, so that's what we'll focus on today. We sell product to a variety of types of people. We sell to private customers, end users who can purchase directly on our website. We sell to wholesalers like MoMA. We sell direct to the trade. We've just launched a beautiful new lighting website, AmeicoLighting.com, which you should definitely check out. We highlight all of the collections that you'll see here today, and at the bottom of each product page, you'll see links to downloadable 2D and 3D drawings, spec sheets, user instructions, and things like that. So we hope that's useful to you. This location is our headquarters, and we stock everything here in New Milford, so shipping is super fast. We UL here in-house, which is a wonderful thing, so we can stock UL and quickly ship. I'll show you around. So the first brand we're going to talk about is AndTradition. AndTradition was founded in 2010. We've been working with them for a really long time. They're based in Copenhagen, Denmark. One of the things I like best about them, other brands as well that we work with, is they kind of bridge the gap between design history and current. They have the licenses to reproduce many designs from the past, as well as they work with current designers to produce new designs, which I think is very important in that design conversation. The first light with AndTradition is the Formikami collection. This was designed by Jaime Hayon. This is the JH5. So it's very clear that he was inspired by Japanese lanterns. So here he's used the traditional rice paper and construction method, updated it a little bit with black stained bands at the top and the midsection, and then really given it a fresh form that's really current. So there are 4 lamps in this collection, 3 of which are pendants and 1 is a table. Great price point, really beautiful, nice and voluminous. So this is another light by Jaime Hayon for AndTradition. This is the Setago. Seta is the Spanish word for mushroom, so you can see where that comes from. It's a nice little cordless guy, rechargeable via the USB in the back, and it has a nice little 3-step dimmer. This is the catch chair by Jaime Hayon for AndTradition. He was inspired by the form that someone might have if they were catching you, wide open arms. This chair is obviously the swivel version with the metal base. It's also available as a dining chair, lounge chair, fabric, COM. It's contract rated, so great for projects. Yeah, the catch chair. This is the Fly sofa designed by Space Copenhagen for AndTradition. It has a pretty large collection with sofa options as well as lounge seating, and this coffee table as well. All of which are available in many sizes. You can do the sofa without these sweet little attached end tables or with. Frame options, upholstery options, COM. It is also contract rated, so great for projects too. So this is the tripod lamp by Fit and Midgard for AndTradition. This lamp was actually designed in 1953. It's never been in production before. So that's an example of AndTradition gaining the licenses to reproduce the light in its authentic design from long ago, which is really special. So it comes in 2 colorways. This is the maroon, and it's also available in black. It has an E26 socket and a nice little floor switch. Also to note are these really wonderful, nice brass details. So this is the flower pot collection by Werner Panton. This is designed in 1968. There are a lot of lamps that are similar to this on the market. This is the authentic version. He was inspired obviously by the 60s design and lots of color, lots of new forms in design. The one thing that's nice about these is that the bulb is never visible regardless of what angle they are hung at or you come in at. This is the VP7, which is new to the collection. It's a mid-size between the VP2 and the VP1, which is about 9 inches diameter. This is a mustard color, and this color is called red-brown, which I really love. These guys take an E26 bulb and can be UL listed for you. So the next brand that I'll talk about is Klint. Klint is based in Odense, Denmark. It was started by P.V. Jensen Klint in the very, very early 1900s. His idea was initially to give some sort of shade to the bright light that his oil lamp was producing, the flame. So he fiddled around with folding paper and put that on top of the oil lamp, and the folded pleated shade was born. By the early 1940s, he had formed a company, and it is what we know today. So Klint is very deeply steeped in its own history. There are several employees at the factory who've been there for decades. All of the pleats are hand folded by a team of people who sit around a massive table that's probably 20 by 30 feet and fold all day long. And they love their jobs, and it's really fun to watch. I visited at the end of last year. So this is the 375 collection. It's based off of one of the most iconic Klint shades that was made in the early 40s. For the 75th anniversary of the company, they've turned it into a contemporary table light. The original shade is inserted into this nice oak base with the little brass detail. They work in two materials primarily. The first is PVC. I've demonstrated with these two different lamps the difference in quality that you get when the light is lit with the same bulb. So this is the PVC material. It's called lamp foil. It's the highest quality PVC that money can buy. It does not fade, it doesn't discolor, it doesn't become brittle. It's fully recyclable, so they have a fairly rigorous QC process at the factory, and they'll look through each shade as it goes down the line. If there's any sort of blemish or crease, they'll toss it in a bin and they recycle it and turn it into new shades. So this, you can see, gives a slightly cooler color and is a very uniform texture in terms of the material. This shade is made out of paper. That's the other material that they fold, and it simply has a little bit of a warmer glow, and you can see a little bit of the texture in the material too. So two different looks. These are the two larger sizes. There's also a small guy. These guys take E26 bulbs, and the switch is on the cord. This is the Lamella collection, designed by Halvir Holmsvedt and Jonah Takagi for Klint. The name and inspiration came from the underside of a mushroom cap, which is lamella. As you can see, the beautiful little ribs. There are 4 shapes and sizes. The one that's not showing is kind of in between these guys. These two have E26 sockets, and this is an E12 for the small guy. And they have this nice detail. The top and the ring bottom are either in the color that you see here, which is gold, or aluminum. And these are in the lamp foil material. So this is the carronade collection, designed by Marcus Johansson for Klint. He was inspired by 17th century ship cannons, as you can see in this reminiscent form here with the little dome. The light comes in 2 sizes that you see here, as well as 2 colors. The second color is sand, and there are several different options for the metal detailing and the wood as well in terms of color. They both have foot switches. This guy is adjustable by loosening the handle here, and then you can adjust and retighten. And this guy pivots 360 this way and this way. This is also part of the carronade collection. This is the pendant light version. It comes in 2 sizes, in black and in this beautiful sand color. And again, lots of options with the metal type and wood type in the frame. So these are great for directional lighting that you'd like to adjust frequently. They're really, really wonderful bedside. Yeah, lots of uses. So this is the bouquet collection, designed by Sinja Svar Damkjer for Klint. It's these 2 pendants here, as well as this cluster in the hall there. So she was inspired by the tulips that she'd see at the market and wanted to kind of create something that had that same kind of fun and playful energy. She thought a lot about materiality. So this cord is wrapped in jute, and there's a nice wooden detail where the shade meets the cord as well. It's an oak. This is the medium, this is the large, and there's a mega, which is considerably larger than this guy. The cluster that you see is available in all 3 shade sizes in clusters of 3, 5, or 7. And it also comes in paper or the PVC material. These samples are in paper. This is the 101 pendant. It's one of the first that was designed and manufactured by Klint. Super, super intricate folding technique and pattern. The concept is a shade that allowed the user to walk anywhere around the light and could never see the light source. So there's a nice small opening at the bottom. This is shown in the PVC material. It's also available in the paper. So here you see two in the lamp foil material and one in paper that has just a little bit different texture visually. This is the Mutatio lamp by Christian Trolls, designed for the Klint. So this is a really wonderful lamp for a lot of applications. It has a nice small footprint, obviously, and can be closed so that it's this little sculptural guy and opened when you need it at any point. The interior is a nice glossy white to help reflect light. It's got a nice switch on the cord. And we see these specified a lot for bedside or a small desk where you need some working light. So the next company that I'll talk about is Made by Hand. They are headquartered in Copenhagen, Denmark, a fairly new company with a beautiful line of products. They do a little bit of furniture and accessories, but primarily lighting. They are very much into craftsmanship and producing products that can be passed down for generations. Made by Hand is also a company who bridges that gap between past designs and future. So these guys, for instance, were designed in 1951, but they also work with new designers to produce new product. This is the workshop collection designed by Vidal Madsen. It comes in 5 sizes. This is the biggest guy at just over 32 inches diameter. 4 colors, the white, racing green, matte black, and also a beautiful wine red color. So one of the design elements that we love the most with this light is the diffuser to help break up any harsh light. And it's very easy to remove when you need to change the bulbs, which is a great thing. These guys are spun aluminum, so they're nice and lightweight for installing, especially when you get up to these larger sizes. One thing that you can see is the attention to detail. They have this nice little rolled edge, just those finishing details that are super important. These little guys are named Row. These were designed by Kim Richert for Made by Hand. Pretty simple design, nice steel 4-legged base, jute rope shade. They have a nice detail here, a brass disc that diffuses the light a little bit. These guys are actually spec'd in the Noma Copenhagen restaurant, which is pretty spectacular. And they have a nice little switch on the cord. So this is the Knitwit collection designed by Ecos Berlin for Made by Hand. The concept came from the need or the want to create a kind of voluminous form out of a material that gave as little waste as possible at the end of production. So they started looking into types of knitting where a shade would be made specifically for a frame and there would be no waste. So they came up with this really intricate, beautiful, 3-dimensional knitted pattern. Very flexible and creates a really beautiful light, super dynamic. The collection comes in 4 sizes for the pendants, which are all shown here, and there are 12 colors to choose from as well. This is the Knitwit floor light. This is the tallest version. It also comes in a shorter version, and 2 different shade sizes can be applied to either of those bases. It's got a nice little foot switch. So we've installed 2 different types of bulbs here so you can see the differences. The 4 pendants have the nice frosted bulb, and the floor light has this clear bulb, just to give a totally different look. This beauty is the Estadio by Santa & Cole. Santa & Cole is a Barcelona-based lighting company. This collection is very vast, lots of different applications, linear versions, many different sizes of the circular. It was designed in 1992 by Miguel Mila for the 92 Barcelona Olympics, which is really cool. So we're very pleased to have this as a permanent fixture in our space. This company is based in the UK. It's called Beam. It was started by designer Samuel Wilkinson, and he partnered with 2 guys who are super knowledgeable about LED, Pujar Shkodra and Chris Stimson. The idea here is to kind of break the mold, to create something that can be used in the home as is, without a shade, and also elevating the quality. So these are blown glass. There are 3 fixtures. This is the table light, this is the pendant light, and this guy over here is the wall. So you choose the fixture and then you choose the bulb. There are 4 bulb models: curly, smile 1, smile 2, and smile 3. Anything goes. You can do something super simple, a single table light on a desk, or you can do a massive install to get something that's really dramatic and impactful. So the other brilliant thing that they did is made the socket so that you can adjust each bulb by 90 degrees after you've installed it, so that if you're doing a large install, you can have all of them line up perfectly. So this is what the bulb looks like, and you're just simply installing it just as you would a normal light bulb. And then it's got a nice little dimmer on the cord. And then the final brand that we'll talk about today is Midgard. This is a German company that was founded in 1919. Midgard is a company with lots and lots of history. Kurt Fischer is the founder, and he started kind of thinking about how lighting played a part in the industrial world and factories. He visited a couple factories close to his home in Germany and asked the workers about their current lighting and how they would change it if they could. And their main complaint was that because it was installed above them, when they leaned over to do their jobs on their work surfaces, a shadow was cast. So his idea was to produce a light that sat beside them and shone directly onto their work surface so that they didn't have to deal with that shadow. He ended up patenting that first articulating light, and these lights to this day hold the first patent on articulating lights. This beauty we are so pleased to have. This is one of the first lights from the early 1920s. We keep this as a beautiful showpiece in our showroom. One of the other really cool stories behind this company is its involvement with the Bauhaus. Walter Gropius actually reached out to Kurt Fischer and requested that his lights be a part of the facility when the Bauhaus moved to Dessau in 1926. So lights just like these were installed in the students' dormitories and workplaces. We actually have a copy of a letter that Walter Gropius wrote to Kurt Fischer, thanking him and giving him praise. So the company went through the wars, had all types of ups and downs. So in 2014, a gentleman named David Einseidler, who had been collecting vintage Midgard lamps for almost 2 decades, had the opportunity to purchase the company and has really breathed new life into it and reinvigorated it. He was able to collect all of the original tooling that was used in the original factory. Everything is still made in Germany, so original tooling in Germany by hand. Beautiful, beautiful quality lights. So the first collection I'll talk about is the modular collection. This is the oldest collection. This light is highly customizable. There are 5 different shade shapes, many stem lengths. You can even specify the little metal caps. Really, really wonderful quality. This is the type of articulating light that's never ever going to get loose on you. One of the points that Kurt Fischer had patented early on is this joint connection. So instead of a typical pin going through that we're used to, where these 2 arms would rotate around that pin, this is actually given tension with these 2 screw heads that are going into the one side, and there's a brass plate in between these 2 sides that allows a really smooth transition, but really taut and won't loosen over time. That is a patented aspect of the light. Another one is this rotating shade. So you can see that this shade is asymmetrical. It has one end that's longer than the other, and that's so that if you have it next to you at a work surface, you can adjust the shade so that the long end is toward your face so that you're shielded from the bulb. And all of these guys have this really satisfying on-off switch that feels and sounds really wonderful. So this is the spring-balanced floor light. It also comes in a table version. It was designed in the 1950s, so it's a little bit younger than the other lamps from Midgard. And it's essentially, the highest quality spring-balanced light that you can buy. As I said, handmade in Germany. These are joints and springs that will never loosen over time, so it's always going to have that rigidity and stay exactly where you want it to go. And once again, a beautiful switch that's so fun to use. So these 3 pendants are the K831 collection. This is actually a new design that is based off of one of Kurt Fischer's original designs for a pendant light that was much smaller. It's grown in size just a little bit so that it can be UL listed. So the concept here is that the shade is multi-directional and you can aim it in any position you like, all with just this really fluid motion of just one finger. The casing is Bakelite, always black, and this shade is either painted, powder coated, or solid metal. And these also have the nice switch. Another really wonderful thing that you should know about Midgard is that they've partnered with furniture companies like Vitra and USM in order to make bases that are compatible with their desk systems so they can integrate really well. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to check out our new lighting website, AmeicoLighting.com. It's really set up for the trade. We hope it's very helpful. We have all sorts of downloadable PDFs, spec sheets, 2D, 3D drawings, and hope it's a great tool for you. Thanks for watching.